My girlfriend at the time planned a birthday weekend trip and booked us a room at the Stanley Hotel in Estes Park, Colorado. As you can imagine, I was completely ecstatic about this trip, as I am a fan of haunted stories, scary items, and haunted places like the Stanley Hotel, which also inspired Stephen King's novel The Shining. The night before the trip, we got our things packed, and I jokingly told my girlfriend that I might bring a Ouija board with us to see what happens. Of course, her response was as expected with a quick, "Absolutely the fuck not." I always collected Ouija boards as well as memorabilia if I ever came across them. And she was aware of my strange fascination with the board game. So we decided to leave the board game home. The next day we left southern Colorado and had a 3-hour drive before we reached the hotel. Once we arrived, we were both excited to see the beautiful, iconic Stanley Hotel surrounded by beautiful Colorado scenery. Without wasting any time, we gathered our packs and headed inside the hotel to get checked in. Once checked in, our plan was to walk around the hotel and explore, take some pictures, and go check out the courtyard garden. While we were at the check-in desk, I noticed 2 men that were twins, dressed in dark blue coveralls that entered the hotel shortly after we did. It looked like they were there to do some sort of maintenance on the hotel, but nobody seemed to acknowledge them, nor did they make any attempt to talk to any of the hotel staff. I made eye contact with both gentlemen, followed by a friendly head nod gesture. But oddly, the gesture was returned with a strange, ill-fitted grin on each of their faces. I didn't put too much thought into it at first until they both kept looking back at me, giving me that same strange, uncomfortable grin. We finally had our keys, so we made our way up to the stairs to our room to drop our bags off as quickly as possible so we could go explore the hotel. As we were in our room, I asked my girlfriend if she noticed those men in coveralls downstairs and if she thought anything was weird or had a strange vibe at all. Which she then responded back saying she never saw anyone downstairs in coveralls. I just shrugged it off and told her never mind, and let's go explore. As we made our way around the hotel trying to find the red rum carving on the attic entrance, of course paying homage to the Shining book and movie, we suddenly found ourselves in a hallway with a large mirror and storage closet at the end of it. As we made our way down the hallway, I hear a voice say, "Hey!" I turned around to acknowledge whomever it was, to once again see both of the men in the coveralls that I saw downstairs. They gave me that same ill-fitted grin I received earlier. But this time one of the men pulled out something from behind the door that made my girlfriend turn as white as a ghost. He pulled out a Ouija board, stared at me directly, almost into my soul, and nodded at me with that damn grin again. I responded back saying, "Oh, right on, man, that's cool." And without breaking his stare with me, he said, tersely, No, it's yours. Take it. It's yours." I paused in shock for a moment, then slowly walked up to the man and grabbed the board. "It's yours," he told me again. Turning back around and walking towards my girlfriend, she looked absolutely mortified of what just transpired. I didn't know what to say, and my girlfriend and I both felt weird taking the board, thinking maybe it is a gag that they do with guests at the hotel. But when I turned back around, the storage closet door was closed and the 2 men were nowhere to be found. Personally finding that extremely strange, but not putting too much thought into it. That was until my girlfriend and I went down to the lobby to see if the 2 maintenance men were still around, so we could return the Ouija board back to them. I explained to the front desk manager the description of the 2 men, that they were twins, wearing dark blue coveralls, and they grabbed the Ouija board from the storage closet upstairs and gave it to me. And I figured the hotel wanted it back. Plus, I didn't want our room to be charged for it, I said lightheartedly in a joking manner, and stating it was a cool gag for the hotel to do that sort of thing. The hotel manager's tone and expression stayed very serious, almost uncomfortable. She said that there were no maintenance workers or anyone who worked there with that description, and the Stanley Hotel would never give out nor store Ouija boards there. So, I suppose that board is yours now, she said in a very nervous and terrified tone. The funny thing that haunts me is I only mentioned the Ouija board once the night before the trip. And it manifested itself at the Stanley Hotel in Estes Park, Colorado.